Lily, this is unacceptable.
I don't understand.
There are consequences.
The elevator doors slammed open and a woman ran out crying. Security followed behind her. Employees looked up from their desks as whispers spread across the executive floor. Ethan Cole stepped out of his office slowly, adjusting his watch. "What happened?" he asked calmly. A manager hurried over. "Sir, she spilled water on the client contracts." The woman cried. "I said I was sorry, it was an accident." Ethan didn't even look at her. "Escort her out." Her voice broke. "Please, I have 2 kids." "You should have thought about that before being careless." Security led her away. Silence filled the office. No one dared speak. Ethan turned back to his assistant. "Reschedule the signing." That was Ethan Cole, a billionaire known for building an empire from nothing, also known for firing people without hesitation. He believed kindness made businesses weak, and weakness destroyed success. What he didn't know was that his biggest mistake wasn't in business. It was in his past, and that past had just entered his building with a mop and bucket. That night, the cleaning crew arrived. Most of them chatted quietly while working, but one girl remained silent. Lily. She moved with care, cleaning thoroughly but gently, like she respected spaces she entered. Around her neck hung a small silver necklace. She touched it often, like it carried memories. "Lily," a coworker said, "you take executive level tonight." She paused. "The CEO floor?" "Yeah. Easy job. Just don't touch anything important. He's scary." She nodded quietly. The elevator ride up felt longer than usual. Her reflection in the mirror looked calm, but her fingers clutched the necklace tightly. When the doors opened, the executive floor glowed under soft lights. Luxury carpets. Glass walls. Silence. She began cleaning desks, emptying bins, wiping glass. Then she stood before the final office. CEO, Ethan Cole. Her breathing changed. She looked at the nameplate for several seconds, then pushed the door open. She didn't snoop. She didn't touch valuables. She just cleaned, until her eyes landed on a framed photograph. A young Ethan, standing beside a smiling woman. Lily froze. Her lips parted slightly. "Mom." Her fingers trembled as she picked up the frame. The woman in the photo wore the same necklace Lily had. The same one. Footsteps echoed. Her heart jumped. The door swung open. Ethan stood there. His eyes narrowed. "What are you doing in here?" She turned quickly. "I was assigned. This office is off limits after 9. "I didn't know." "You should." She held the photo carefully. "I was just cleaning." His voice sharpened. "Put that down." She obeyed instantly. He pressed the intercom. "Security." Her face paled. "Sir, please. I need this job." "You needed to follow rules." "I wasn't stealing." "You were somewhere you shouldn't be." Tears filled her eyes but didn't fall. She simply nodded. "I understand." She removed her badge and placed it on the desk gently. Their eyes met. Hers weren't angry. They were hurt. She walked out quietly. Ethan already forgot her. But Lily walked to the elevator like each step weighed more than the last. Inside, she finally let one tear fall. Just one. The next morning, Ethan's mother Margaret visited. She chatted while he signed papers. Then she noticed something on his desk. A silver necklace. She picked it up. Her face drained of color. "Ethan, where did you get this?" He barely looked. "Cleaner left it." "Which cleaner?" "The one I fired." Margaret sat slowly. "This necklace. I gave it to Amelia." Ethan looked up. "What?" "She wore it every day." "That was 20 years ago." Margaret swallowed. "She never removed it. Not even when she left." A silence stretched. Then she said the sentence that cracked the air. "She was pregnant when she disappeared." Ethan stood up. "No. She told me not to tell you." That doesn't make sense. She didn't want to stop your rise. You were obsessed with building your company. He paced. So you think the cleaner? I think you need to find her. For the first time in years, Ethan felt unsettled. He called HR. Find the cleaner. Sir, she quit this morning. What? She sent a message. No address. No records besides payment. She vanished. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. Her eyes haunted him. Why had she looked at him like she knew him? Then security knocked. Sir, we found this in the supply closet. A small notebook. He opened it. First page. For Dad. His chest tightened. He turned the page. Dear Dad, I don't know if you're strict or kind. Mom said you were brilliant. His hands stiffened. I got a job at your company to see you. His throat dried. If you read this, don't worry. I don't want money. I just wanted to know you. He closed it slowly. Across the city, Lily counted tips in a small cafe. Her landlord argued about rent outside. Her life was tight but honest. She looked at her mother's photo. I met him, she whispered. A knock came. A suited man stood there. Mr. Cole wants to speak. She replied calmly. Tell him he already did. And closed the door. The next morning, Ethan collapsed during a meeting. Doctors said stress. Then something worse. He needed a rare blood type. Only one match. Lily. When called, she said one sentence. He made his choice. And hung up. Margaret visited Lily personally. My dear. I know who you are. Lily closed her eyes. I know who I am too. You don't owe him forgiveness. Lily whispered. I already knew he was my father. Margaret froze. You knew. Mom told me before she passed. Then why come as a cleaner? Her voice cracked. I wanted to see if he was a good man. A pause. And now I know. Margaret left heavy-hearted. But that night, Ethan read the final page of the diary. And his world stopped. Because the final line read, He thinks I'm his only daughter. Ethan stared at it. Only daughter. What did that mean? Then his phone rang. A voice said, Mr. Cole, there's a woman here claiming to be your daughter too. Ethan didn't sleep that night. The sentence from the diary repeated in his mind like a whisper he couldn't silence. He thinks I'm his only daughter. Only daughter. Meaning there was another. Or that someone wanted him to believe there was. For a man who controlled everything, not knowing was torture. By morning, he had already ordered a private investigator to find Lily. Money usually solved problems fast. But this time it didn't. By noon, the investigator called. Sir, there's barely anything on her. No social media history before 3 years ago. No father listed. Her mother died last year. Medical bills wiped her savings. Ethan leaned back slowly. Address. Small apartment on the east side. Low-income housing. Ethan stared out the window at his city. His empire. Yet somewhere in it, his daughter had struggled while he signed million-dollar deals. A strange heaviness settled in his chest. That afternoon, without informing anyone, Ethan drove himself to the address. No driver. No assistant. Just him. The building was old. Paint peeling. Hallway dim. A child ran past laughing. A neighbor argued loudly on the phone. This world felt far from boardrooms and luxury offices. He found her door. For the first time in years. Ethan hesitated. Then he knocked. Inside, Lily froze. She wasn't expecting anyone. When she opened the door and saw him, her expression didn't change to shock. It changed to calm acceptance. Like she knew this would happen eventually. You found it, she said quietly. I need to talk. You needed to talk yesterday. Silence. He looked around the small apartment. A worn couch. Books stacked neatly. A kettle on the stove. No luxury. No comfort. Just survival. Can I come in? he asked. She stepped aside. He entered like a guest, not a king. They stood facing each other. I read the diary, he said. I figured. You wrote, I think you're my only daughter. She looked down at the necklace. That part wasn't for you. Then for who? She didn't answer. That unsettled him more. He cleared his throat. Why didn't your mother tell me? She tried. Ethan's eyes sharpened. What do you mean tried? Lily walked to a drawer and pulled out a folded letter. Yellowed. Old. She mailed this. It came back unopened. He took it slowly. His own company stamp was on it. Rejected mail. His assistant must have filtered it years ago. His jaw tightened. She stopped trying after that, Lily said. Ethan opened the letter. Inside, Amelia's handwriting. Ethan, I don't want your money. I just want you to know you have a daughter. If you choose not to be involved, I'll understand. His fingers trembled slightly. She never asked for anything, Lily added softly. She just didn't want me to grow up wondering. Ethan swallowed. For the first time, guilt crept into his voice. I didn't know. I know. That surprised him. You're not angry, he asked. She gave a small, sad smile. I was. When I was younger. But anger gets heavy to carry. Her maturity made him uncomfortable. She spoke like someone older than her years. Then he asked the question. Why did you really come to my company? She met his eyes. I wanted to see if you were the man my mom believed you were. And she didn't answer. A knock interrupted. Lily frowned. I'm not expecting anyone. She opened the door. A woman stood there in expensive clothes, holding a designer purse. She looked at Ethan, then at Lily. Her expression changed. So it's true, the woman said. Ethan stiffened. Claire, what are you doing here? Claire walked in like she owned the place. We need to talk. Now. Lily stepped back confused. Claire looked at Lily carefully. So you're the girl. The girl? Lily asked. Claire ignored her and turned to Ethan. You told me she was lying. Ethan frowned. What are you talking about? Claire crossed her arms. The inheritance. Lily's brows furrowed. Inheritance. Claire smirked slightly. Oh, you didn't tell her? Ethan's voice hardened. Claire, not here. Claire laughed lightly. No, this is perfect. She looked at Lily. Your father's company shares. Someone has been buying them quietly for years. Lily blinked. Okay. Claire leaned closer. In your name. The room went silent. Lily looked at Ethan. I never bought anything. Ethan's face darkened. Claire continued. Millions of dollars worth. Hidden through shell accounts. Lily shook her head. That's impossible. Ethan turned to Claire. Who's behind it? Claire's answer came slowly. Amelia. Lily's breath caught. That can't be, Lily whispered. She struggled with hospital bills. Claire tilted her head. Maybe she wasn't as broke as you thought. Ethan grabbed his phone and called his finance head. Check major shareholders under Lily's name. Typing. Silence. Then. Sir, she owns 12% of the company. Ethan's eyes widened. That was board-level power. Lily stepped back. I didn't know. Claire's tone sharpened. Convenient. Lily snapped for the first time. I don't even know how stocks work. Claire looked at Ethan. You see the problem now? Ethan stayed silent. His brain raced. Amelia investing secretly. For what purpose? Then Lily whispered something barely audible. She told me once. She was securing my future. Claire scoffed. Looks like she secured control. Lily's eyes filled slightly. My mom wouldn't do that to hurt anyone. Ethan believed that part. Amelia was never manipulative. So why hide it? Then his phone buzzed again. A message from the investigator. Sir, we found something about Amelia's past investments. Urgent. Ethan opened the file. His expression changed completely. Lily noticed. What is it? He looked at her slowly. Your mother wasn't just investing. He paused. She was buying protection. Protection from what? Lily asked. Ethan looked toward Claire. Then back at Lily. From someone inside my company. A heavy silence fell. Claire's face lost color for half a second. Lily caught it. And in that moment, she realized something bigger was happening. Something her mother never told her. And Ethan finally understood one thing clearly. This wasn't about money. This was about a secret Amelia took to her grave. A secret tied to his company. A secret tied to Lily. And possibly, a secret tied to Claire. Outside, thunder rumbled faintly. Inside, 3 people stood connected by a past none of them fully understood. Ethan's voice turned low. Lily, your mother might have been protecting you from someone powerful. Lily whispered. Who? Ethan answered honestly. I don't know yet. Claire picked up her purse quickly. I think I should go. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Yes. I think you should. She left faster than she arrived. The door shut. Lily looked at Ethan. Fear and confusion mixed in her voice. What is happening? Ethan met her eyes. And for the first time, he sounded like a father. I think your mother knew something that could destroy my company. Lily swallowed. And now? She asked. Ethan replied quietly. Now I think someone else knows you're her daughter. A chill ran down her spine. Because at that exact moment, her phone buzzed. Unknown number. A message. Stop digging into the past if you want to stay safe. Lily showed Ethan. He read it. Then another message arrived. Your mother didn't die from illness. Her heart pounded. Ethan looked at the screen, then at her. Who sent that? She shook her head slowly. I don't know this number. A third message arrived. Ask him why he never came to the hospital. Lily's breathing stopped for a second. She turned to Ethan. What hospital? Ethan frowned. When your mother was sick. She wasn't sick, Lily said quietly. She had complications from overworking. That's what the doctor said. Ethan's face changed. I never knew she was in the hospital. Lily studied him carefully. You're not lying. No, he said. If I knew, I would have gone. She believed him. Because whatever Ethan was, he wasn't a good liar about emotions. She slowly deleted the messages. Maybe someone wants drama, she said. Ethan nodded, but his mind was elsewhere. Then Lily said something unexpected. When Mom was in her final days, she kept saying one thing. Ethan looked up. She said, he must never feel guilty. That hit him like a weight. Amelia had protected his feelings even while struggling alone. Lily gave a small tired smile. She never hated you. Ethan looked away toward the window. I didn't hate her either. I just thought she chose a different life. They stood in silence. 2 people connected by the same woman, realizing how much had been misunderstood. Finally Lily said softly, you know what the worst part is? He looked at her. I grew up thinking you didn't want me. His voice lowered. And I grew up thinking you didn't exist. A quiet sadness filled the room. Then she added, that's why I came as a cleaner. He listened carefully. I wanted to see you as a normal person, not as a billionaire. And what did you see? He asked. She hesitated. A man who doesn't look at people twice. That hurt. But he accepted it. I looked at you twice, he said quietly. She shook her head. You looked at my mistake. That line stayed between them. Then she picked up her bag. I should go to work. You still have another job? He asked. Yes. Life didn't change just because you found me. She walked to the door. Before leaving, she paused. I don't hate you. Then she left. Ethan remained in the small apartment alone for a moment. And for the first time in years, He felt like the poorest man in the city, because money couldn't buy back missed birthdays, school plays, or the chance to be called Dad. He finally understood something painful. Firing that cleaner wasn't his biggest mistake. Not knowing her was. And now that he knew, he didn't know how to fix it. Ethan stayed in the apartment long after Lily left, staring at the empty room. Every corner reminded him of a life he had almost missed, a daughter who had grown up without him. He ran a hand over his face, realizing that this wasn't something he could fix with money or influence. Not yet. The next morning he returned to his office, but the empire he built felt hollow. He couldn't stop thinking about Lily, about what he had done and, more painfully, what he hadn't done. He walked past his employees, who noticed something different about him. Some whispered, "He's distracted." Others said, "He looks softer." None of them knew the reason. Meanwhile, Lily continued her normal life. She worked her shifts, collected tips, and walked the same streets she had always walked. But something had changed. The brief encounter with Ethan had planted questions in her mind she couldn't ignore. Why hadn't he known? Why had he never searched for her? And, most importantly, why had Amelia left so many secrets behind? A week later, Ethan arrived at her apartment unannounced. He knocked, expecting her to refuse. Instead, Lily opened the door and stepped aside silently. He entered, but this time he didn't bring authority with him. He brought something far heavier: vulnerability. "I wanted to see you," he said quietly. "To talk like a father should." Lily glanced at him cautiously. "You don't even know how to do that." He took a deep breath. "Maybe I'll never know, but I need to try. You were never meant to grow up alone." Her eyes softened slightly, but she didn't speak. Silence stretched between them, filled with all the words neither had said in 19 years. Then she finally spoke. "You're late." "I know," he admitted. "Too late, maybe." "I grew up thinking you didn't care," she said. "And I acted like I didn't either." Ethan flinched. "I did care. I didn't know how to find you." Her gaze pierced him. "You fired me once. That was the first time I met you. And the only thing I learned then was that you judge first, even when you don't know the truth." The weight of her words hit him. He had fired the girl who was his own daughter without realizing it. He swallowed hard, the guilt almost unbearable. "I see that now," he said. "And I'm sorry." "Sorry doesn't fix 19 years, she said softly. "Sorry doesn't make up for birthdays missed, school events, moments that I had to experience alone." Ethan remained silent. She was right. Money, power, influence. None of it mattered here. Then Lily smiled faintly. "But you can try. You can start now." He looked at her with cautious hope. "I will. I promise." For days, they began to talk more. Ethan asked about her life, her struggles, her dreams. He shared stories of the company, carefully leaving out boardroom strategies, focusing instead on the man he was trying to be for her. Lily began to see him as more than the strict billionaire who had fired her that night. She began to see him as someone capable of change, someone trying to make amends. One evening, as Lily prepared dinner, Ethan noticed a folder on her desk labeled with his name. "Lily, what's this?" he asked cautiously. She hesitated. "I didn't want to show you yet. It's our history. Things Amelia left me. Things I never shared." Ethan's curiosity overpowered him. He opened the folder carefully. Inside were letters, old photos, even small receipts. Proof that Amelia had tried to reach him over the years. There were notes about her pregnancy, her fears, and her hope that he would someday find his daughter. His hand shook. "She tried. All this time?" "She did," Lily said quietly. "And you missed it." Ethan felt a pang of guilt so sharp it almost made him fall to his knees. He had not only failed to know his daughter, he had failed the woman who had raised her, struggled alone, and tried to bridge the gap he had left. Then Lily handed him one final letter, worn and yellowed. It was addressed to him, written in Amelia's delicate handwriting. Lily placed her hand gently over his. "Now you do." Ethan, if you are reading this, it means fate finally brought you to her. Protect her. Love her. Never let her feel the absence I felt while leaving her behind. Ethan's throat tightened. He felt a lump in his chest. I never knew. The emotional tension lingered in the room. They were not a family yet, but the seed of trust had been planted. That night, as Lily sat quietly, her phone buzzed. She glanced at it and froze. "It's from someone claiming to know Amelia's secrets," she said cautiously. Ethan's eyes narrowed. "What kind of secrets?" Lily hesitated. "They said Amelia didn't die from illness. They didn't explain more." The words made Ethan's stomach drop. 19 years of assumptions were suddenly questionable. Before he could respond, another message arrived. "If you want to know the truth, come alone. Otherwise, forget everything you think you know about her." Lily's hand shook. I think someone is trying to manipulate me." Ethan felt a surge of protectiveness. "We'll figure it out together. I promise." She glanced down at her mother's old letters and photos again. One photograph slipped from the folder. It showed Amelia holding a baby and standing next to another man. Not a stranger, but someone Ethan recognized immediately. It was his own brother. Ethan's breath caught. This can't be real." Lily's voice trembled. He's family." The revelation hung between them, heavy and undeniable. The woman who had tried to protect them both had built her life around hiding the truth, not just from Ethan, but from the people who mattered most. And in that moment, both of them realized something terrifying. The consequences of the past weren't done yet, and their family story was far from simple. Ethan and Lily stared at the photograph for a long moment. The air between them was thick with disbelief, anger, and a quiet ache neither had felt before. Ethan's fingers shook slightly as he reached out, almost touching the photo. Why?" he whispered. "Why would Amelia hide this from me?" Lily's hands clenched the edge of the table. "She wanted to protect me. And you. Maybe she thought the truth would destroy more than it saved. But hiding it nearly destroyed us anyway," Ethan said. His voice cracked. "All these years." Lily looked away. "I don't hate you," she said softly. "Not for the mistakes, not for the times you didn't know. But I won't pretend it doesn't hurt." Ethan nodded, swallowing the lump in his throat. "I understand." For the first time, they both felt the full weight of Amelia's choices, and the consequences of the life they had missed together. Then Lily spoke again. "There's more." Ethan froze. "More?" She pulled a small, folded envelope from the folder. The paper was worn and fragile. "She left this for me," Lily said. "But it's addressed to both of us." Ethan took it carefully. Inside, a single sheet of paper. Amelia's handwriting, precise and delicate. "If you are reading this, know that there is a part of our family you've never met. Someone who was always meant to be close to you. But circumstances forced me to separate you. Protect each other. And trust no one who comes claiming to know the truth without proof." Ethan's eyes widened. "A warning." Lily nodded. "I think she feared that someone in your world, in the company, might exploit us if they knew." He clenched his fists. "All this time, someone was waiting to use us." A sudden knock at the door made them both jump. Before they could react, a man in a tailored suit stepped inside. Calm, confident, smiling. "Mr. Cole," he said smoothly, "Ms. Lily. I hope I'm not intruding." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Who are you?" "My name is Victor Kane. I've been keeping an eye on certain matters concerning Amelia Cole's estate and her investments." Lily's hands trembled. You knew my mother?" Victor's eyes flickered, just for a moment, before settling on Ethan. "I knew her very well. And I knew she had to protect something very valuable. Something more than just money." Ethan stepped forward. "Explain." "Now." Victor smirked. "Your mother was brilliant. And your father, Mr. Cole. You built an empire she was proud of. But she also knew there were people who would stop at nothing to take advantage of her. And her family." Lily swallowed hard. "People. Who?" Victor leaned slightly closer, lowering his voice. Let's just say your company has always had hidden threats. People willing to lie, steal, even sabotage, all to climb higher. Ethan's heart raced. And Amelia. She knew. Victor nodded. She left warnings. Clues. That's why she kept you hidden, Lily. And why she made sure certain things were recorded for your eyes alone. Lily's mind whirled. All those letters. The folder. My life was part of her plan? Victor's smile was grim. Yes. And now it's up to you two to finish what she started, to protect yourselves and what she built. Ethan glanced at Lily. She did this for you. And me. And now we have to figure it out together. Lily nodded slowly. Her fear mingled with determination. If she trusted me to carry this, I will. Victor handed Ethan a small flash drive. Everything you need is here. But be careful. People in your company, people you think you know, may not be what they seem. Ethan took it, his fingers trembling. We'll handle it. Outside, a car engine idled. Through the window, a shadow moved quickly across the street, a figure watching the building. Lily noticed. Someone's here. Ethan's voice was firm. No one gets to threaten my daughter. Not now, not ever. They both moved to the window. The figure had vanished. But the unease remained. Hours later, in the privacy of her small apartment, Lily and Ethan reviewed the files on the flash drive. They contained emails, contracts, and records. Some seemingly ordinary, some deeply suspicious. Names of people within the company popped up repeatedly. People trusted, people untouchable. Lily froze on one email chain. Dad, look at this. These are instructions about hiding assets. In case anything happened to Amelia. And some of these people were involved in her hospital records. Ethan swallowed hard. She planned for everything. Even potential betrayal inside the company. Lily shook her head. She never told us because she knew we'd react emotionally. She knew we'd act without caution. Ethan placed a hand on her shoulder. Then we need to honor that. Calm, careful, together. Just like she wanted. They spent the night poring over every file. Every name. Every potential threat. Every warning Amelia had left behind. By dawn, exhaustion weighed on them, but clarity began to form. Suddenly, the phone rang. It was an unknown number. Lily hesitated. Ethan motioned for her to answer. She picked it up. Hello. A familiar, calm voice replied. Hello, Lily. I think it's time we meet. There's much you don't know about your father and about what your mother protected you from. Ethan's jaw tightened. Who is this? The voice chuckled softly. Someone who can change everything you think you know about your family. Lily's heart raced. What do you want? Simply to meet, the voice said. Come alone and you might finally understand the truth. The line went dead. Lily looked at Ethan, fear and determination mixing in her eyes. Dad, I think this is what Amelia warned us about. Ethan nodded. Then we face it together. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will come between us this time. Outside, the city pulsed with life, unaware of the tension in that small apartment. But inside, a father and daughter, reunited after nearly 20 years, prepared to confront secrets that would redefine everything about their past, their trust, and their family. And for the first time, both of them understood the full weight of Amelia's sacrifices, and the dangers that came with finally knowing the truth. Lily sat across from Ethan at the small kitchen table, the morning sunlight filtering through thin curtains. Neither spoke at first. Both were exhausted, not from work or meetings, but from the weight of secrets, revelations, and nearly 20 years of absence. Ethan broke the silence. We can't ignore that call, he said. If someone knows Amelia's secrets, they could still threaten us. Lily nodded slowly. I know. But I can't go alone. I need you with me. I need us together. He reached across the table, taking her hand. Then we face it together. Always. They left the apartment in silence. The city outside seemed brighter, yet heavier, as if the streets themselves held the tension of the choices they were about to make. The meeting point was a small cafe in a quiet part of the city. When they arrived, a man in a gray coat waited. His posture was calm, confident. Not threatening, but certainly not friendly. "Lily Cole," he said, his voice smooth. "I'm glad you came." Ethan stepped forward. "And I am her father. Whatever this is, we handle it together." The man's eyes flicked to Ethan. "I expected as much. You've finally met her. That's good. But now you must understand what Amelia protected you from." Lily's stomach tightened. "Tell us." The man placed a folder on the table. Inside were documents, photographs, and emails, all pointing to one shocking truth. Within Ethan's company, there had been silent manipulations, people who had tried to use Amelia's absence and Lily's unknown identity to gain power. But the documents also showed Amelia had deliberately safeguarded a critical portion of the company, shares and rights under Lily's name, to prevent anyone from gaining control. Lily's eyes widened. "All this for me?" Ethan's voice was quiet, almost a whisper. "She did it to protect us, both of us." The man nodded. "Your mother's foresight was incredible. She knew exactly what could happen, and she acted to ensure her daughter and the family legacy would be safe." Suddenly, a new detail in the folder caught Ethan's eye, a handwritten note from Amelia, partially hidden behind official documents. "Lily, my darling, if you ever read this, know that everything I did was to give you the life you deserve. Not wealth, not fame, but safety, knowledge, and love. Your father may not have been present, but he is capable of learning to be worthy of you. Trust him. Forgive him. And when the time comes, stand by each other, always." Lily's hand trembled as she read it aloud. She trusted us. Even after everything. Ethan swallowed hard. "I failed her. I failed you." "No," Lily said firmly. "She succeeded. She taught us how to find each other. She made us stronger." They looked at each other, not as billionaire and cleaner, not as absent father and cautious daughter, but as two people finally choosing to be a family. Then the man added something neither expected. "There is one more thing." Ethan and Lily leaned forward. "Your mother, she knew that someone close to you, someone in your inner circle, might still be trying to take advantage of your absence. That's why she left clues, and that's why she left this folder with Lily. But be aware, the final move could come from someone neither of you suspect." Ethan's eyes narrowed. "We'll be ready." Lily nodded. "I won't let her sacrifices be wasted." The man stood. "Be careful. One wrong step and the truth about her could be misused. Remember, strength is not just money or power. It's knowing who to trust." With that, he walked away. For a long time, Ethan and Lily sat in silence. They didn't need to speak. Every word Amelia had left, every decision she had made, connected them in ways neither could undo. Finally, Lily stood. "I think it's time we start over. Not as father and daughter who missed years, but as people who can choose to be together now." Ethan rose, his eyes glistening. "I don't deserve this trust yet, but I will spend every day proving I am worthy of it." Lily smiled faintly, placing her hand in his again. "Then let's do it together. No fear. No regrets. Just us." Days turned into weeks. Ethan began involving Lily in the company. Not as a pawn, but as a partner. He taught her, asked her advice, and listened. Slowly, the bond they had missed for decades grew stronger. And one evening, as they walked through a quiet park near their city, Ethan paused. He looked down at Lily. "Do you know what the hardest part of all this was?" he asked. She shook her head. "Knowing I had a daughter and not recognizing her. Thinking she was just another person I could fire without consequence. That moment, that night, was my greatest failure." Lily looked at him carefully. "And yet you came for me. You stayed. You fought to understand. That's what matters now." He smiled faintly, a weight lifted. "Then it's time we honor Amelia's gift. Not just by protecting what she left, but by living the life she imagined for us, together." Lily nodded, tears brimming. "I can do that, with you." The city lights flickered on as they walked home. There were still challenges, still whispers from the company, still shadows of the past. But neither of them were alone anymore. And in that moment, Ethan realized a truth deeper than any empire he had built. Money, power, and success could be lost. But family, once found, nurtured, and forgiven, was stronger than anything. He looked at Lily and whispered, "Thank you for letting me be your father." She smiled, a mix of relief and warmth. "Thank you for finally being my father." And for the first time after 19 years, both of them truly believed that everything Amelia had done, every secret, every sacrifice, every hidden choice, had led to this, a father and daughter reunited, whole, and ready to face life together. No more mysteries. No more lost years. Only a new beginning. The sun rose over the city, shining brightly on Ethan and Lily, a father and daughter who had finally found each other after years of missed moments and hidden truths. They held each other's hands, knowing that despite everything, they had a second chance to build a life together. If you loved this story, we want to hear from you. Comment below where you're watching from, hit that subscribe button, and give this video a like. Your support helps us bring more incredible stories that will keep you hooked till the very end. And remember, sharing this story with your friends might just brighten someone else's day too.